Good day, everyone. I'm Pretty and Arshan from Bachelor of Secondary Education major on Filipino. Today, I will be discussing about the motion information literacy. So, at the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the different dimensions of motion information and media and understand the different design principles and elements of motion information and media. So motion media and motion information. So what is motion? Motion is the act or process of moving or being moved. It is the action of constantly moving from one place to next or changing position. So in simple terms, it refers to any kind of movement. So motion media. Motion media can be defined as a media communication that provides the presence of spatial movement of text and images. Practically, these are visual media. So this can include videos, animations, and other visual media that involve movement. So, for example, a TV commercial that features animated characters moving across the screen or a social media post that includes a video with text overlay and dynamic images. So those are all the examples of motion media because they involve the special movement of text and or images. So motion information. Motion information is a file or clip that is created using motion media. So just like the motion information can also include video files, animations or other media that include visual movements. So for example, a video clip of a sport event, animation or an animated presentation with moving visuals. So those are all examples of motion information because they involve the use of moving images to convey information to tell a story. So in motion media, every graphic or image is a frame. Through rendering or the act of displaying consecutively various frames per second, motion is produced. So for one to have a smooth animation, one must have 24 frames or more per second. This series of frames or graphics follows a sequence. To create a story or a message, this sequence is called a storyboard. So storyboard, it represents the shots planned for commercial, film, or television show. So characteristics of motion media. These transfer messages to many people, deliver the same message to the audience at once, represent that are typically indifferent and temporary. These are multisensory, formal, influential channels of communication, contributors in behavior and attitude alteration, and these discuss some important issues, persons, organizations, and social movements. So production of motion media. So motion media can produced in two ways. So yun ay ang formal and informal. So informally, produced motion media are created by people just for personal consumption. And formally, produced motion media are made by professionals such as films, directors who follow the standard of the industry when it comes to the refinement and creation of motion media. So the formal production of motion media includes the succeeding steps. So first, generating a storyboard, script writing and dialogue recording, sketching for animation like acting and shooting for video, adding background music and background details, and rendering. So formats of motion media. So first is film. Film film is a series of moving graphics or images with accompanying of a record sound. Television, a telecommunication systems for transmitting and receiving visual images and sounds that are reproduced or screens. Interactive video, a kind of digital video that involves the user's interactions and participations and others, such as internet and mobile phone. So sources of motion media. So there are sources of motion media, and those are internet, films and television studios, broadcast channels, and video channels. Um, Internet, a universal computer network that delivers a variety of information and communication facilities. So, films and television studios, a place where films, television shows are broadcast, production, and produced. Broadcast channel, a terrestrial frequency or computer generated number over which a broadcast station or broadcast network is disseminated. And video channels, an account on an online media sharing or streaming service from which one can create media content, such as videos accessible to other people who are also using the service. So, library, also the sources of motion media. So, basic method on um, deter determining the credibility of motion media. So, validity of information, source, relationship of the author, technical methods of detecting tempered or fake videos. So, like video smoothness, lightning coverage, matches, and scale and size consistent. So, elements and principles of motion designs. So, um, here's are the elements and principles of motion designs. So, speed, direction, motion path, and timing. So, speed highlights the tone of the movement. So, there are two types of speed, and those are fast movement and slow movement. So, fast movement provides alertness and escalating emotions. So, slowly movement indicates weariness, seriousness, and sorrow. Direction specifies a movement from one road to another, refer to the growth and shrinkage of an object or thing. Motion path refers to the spatial movement that a thing or an animated object will take, like displays the change in direction of a certain movement. And last is timing. It's used to explain or strengthen the message or the event. So it has two kinds. So objective timing can be measured in seconds, minutes, hours, days. Subjective timing is a psychological experience for felt. So, principles of motion design are the motion techniques for merging the various elements or objects of motion design. So, speed, direction, and timing should portray natural laws and physics. Timing influences recall. Transitions are utilized to shift between scenes. Um, Sound and color enhance depth and purpose to certain movement. Cartooning one's image and text offers dynamic movement. So this can be easily done by the following movements. So stretching, rotating, and squashing. So in animation, blurring gives the illusion of fast movement. In videos, blurring is frequently used to censor confidently information or sensitive content. So that would be the end of our discussion for today. Thank you for listening.